Good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gents. Right, I've got two quick ones for you here. They will be quick, honestly, they will. I know it'll take too long, these will be quick. Nothing much happening in the news at the moment, other than Schofield, of course. So until something does, a couple of quick ones for you. First one, just candy fluff this, I just thought of it. Is it candy floss? Candy fluff? Thought of it off the top of my head. Let me give you a couple of names, I don't even know who they are. Of course I do. Jonathan Ross, Graham Norton. Who do you like among them two? Do you like any of them? Do you like none of them? Who do you like? That's my question for you today. Comments down below. I'll give you my take on things. A young lady messaged me 3 or 4 hours ago, I think I picked it up. Really nice lady, really nice message. She doesn't like him, and she doesn't like him, and she doesn't like her, and she doesn't like her. And I thought, this sounds a bit like me. There's not many people I do like. There's only a few. Those with talent and those that have got genuine personalities. But one of the ones she pulled was one of the ones I like. More about him later. The one I'm not as keen on would be Mr. Jonathan Ross. I think this is a fellow that thinks he's God's gift. I think he loves himself. I really do. I've not really forgiven him since the bit with, was it Andrew Sachs's granddaughter, was it, where he was acting the goat with, who's the fellow that looks like he's not washed for about 25 years? The comedian with the beard and the long hair. Lots like him. You probably like him yourself. I don't. It doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't like him. So yeah, they was doing this spoof together on the radio late on one night, and they were very, very sexist and awful, and they were just awful towards the girl, and it was awful what they did, and they didn't treat her well, and they didn't treat Andrew Sachs well further online. That's Manuel from Fawlty Towers, for those that don't know it. But yeah, Jonathan Ross, he does his chat show, and for me, he has some alright guests on, but the show's still all about Jonathan Ross. It's the Jonathan Ross show. But in Jonathan's eyes, it's about Jonathan Ross. I was having a chat with a mate of mine the other day. We mentioned in these two people, that this Vanessa Feltz, I know I keep bringing it up, and is it Kevin O'Sullivan mentioned these two people in media that are on TV that are really, really bad behind the scenes. We don't know what they're getting up to because nothing's come to light. Me and a mate of mine was discussing 6 or 8 people we just thought it may be, and it could be anyone. And one of the ones that got through into the mix was Jonathan Ross, and it's probably not him. I believe he's got a great marriage. I believe he's very close with his. Is she called Jane? I think she is. And he's got a couple. I think he's got a couple of daughters. He's supposed to be a good family man. But one of us just sort of said, "There's something about him that we're not sure about," and he's probably not going to be him. In fact, he's probably, knowing me, going to be 2 people I think the world have, and that are really nice people that you really, really wouldn't expect of it, like Rolf Harris. I mean, I'd never seen that one coming. Maybe some of you did, but you know. Can you tell what it is yet? I love Rolf when I was a kid with the old paintbrushes. I've never seen anyone paint with a big paintbrush before. I loved him. And then he ended up being a predator. Couldn't believe it. But Jonathan Ross isn't for me. On the other hand, old Graham Norton, I like him. I like him a lot. He has a better quality of guest on a regular basis. He lets them talk. That's what's good. He listens. That's what's good. He's brilliant on his show anyway, but he makes the show about his guests. That's what a talk show's all about, ladies and gents. And they tend to love him, and he gets the real A-listers on. And not only does he get the real A-listers on, they keep coming back year on year. That tells you they feel relaxed. They like him. They like the whole ambience of recording with him. He's great at what he does. No doubt he was brilliant at Eurovision. I don't watch it. It's not for me. I know it's gone mad this year because it was in Liverpool, but I don't watch it. But I bet he's brilliant. The man before him, old Terry, was brilliant as well. Consummate professional. And what have they done? They've picked another fella from the Emerald Isles and brought him in because he's every bit as good. A great, great presenter, great broadcaster. I like him a lot. In fact, what I'll say about old Graham is he's extremely funny himself. He does his little minute and a half at the start where he's really funny. As I say, then it's more about the guests. He asks them the right questions. He injects humour in there where it's needed, but he lets them talk. Unlike Lorraine, he lets them talk. But what he does is he makes them sound better because he's got the right questions for them, and he feeds them correctly. He's a bit like we mentioned yesterday, Malcolm and Wise. Eric being absolutely fantastic, just funny without trying to be, and a wonderful guy. But Ernie, the fantastic straight man that made the partnership work. Eric always said, I wouldn't have been anything without Ernie. Ernie's so much more important than anybody knows. And I think Graham's the same with his guests. I think he's really good. He's really good at playing that straight role and feeding his guests the lines to make them sound better and funnier. And he brings them out themselves. I think Graham Norton is brilliant. I'm sorry for that young lady who messaged me this morning that doesn't like him. I'm sorry. I said you might fall out with me. And that leads me to another. I've had a chap earlier that subscribed earlier today. I'll tell you what, son, I can't remember your name. It might be Reg or Ray or something like that. You're a guitarist. I looked on your profile. Very nice as well. You might last a day with me, mate. I mean, you've subscribed, so you probably like me. You've obviously not read my Oasis and Blur review yet, have you? You want to go back to that now? At that time when I wasn't as comfortable in front of the screen, it was only 10 days in. I'm a bit more comfortable now. But you won't like the review, sir, because I've seen which band you like out of those two. You won't like what I've got to say. I am sorry, but that's just me. I have an opinion, sir, and you're welcome to yours. And everybody is on here for that matter. So that's part 1. That was Ross against Norton. Part 2, I've got 2 more to follow in a minute. Okay, let's see how we go.